William Hill sponsors Joshua vs Parker live on Sky Sports Box Office.
All right, welcome everybody. What a beautiful place, what a beautiful city. Welcome to the City Hall here in Cardiff, ahead of a massive night of boxing this Saturday at the Principality Stadium. 78,000 people in attendance for not only this great undercard, but of course the main event, heavyweight unification fight for the WBA, IBF, WBO, IBO World Heavyweight Championship between Anthony Joshua and Joseph Parker. People say to me, this is a massive main event. You don't even need an undercard. So why have you spent a fortune bringing some of the greatest talents in world boxing together for the undercard? Why? Because we love it. We're boxing fans. We love to see great fights. We love to see great talents. And look at the talent up here on this stage today. It's fantastic to see so many young Welsh fighters in action. Of course, we're kicking off the action with a surprise opportunity for Morgan Jones, undefeated from Wales, against Mosi Umatagai, part of the Duco setup. It's a great fight. Sean McGoldrick, Commonwealth Games gold medalist. Joe Cordina fighting for his first title against Hakeem Ben Ali. Some of the greatest worldwide prospects. Of course, we saw him in the Rio Olympics. Not only Joe Cordina, but Josh Kelly fighting for his first title against former world title holder Carlos Molina. Joshua Buatsi, I think one of the great light heavyweight prospects in world boxing right now. Former WBA world champion Anthony CROLLA taking on CROLLA-RAMIREZ. I think one of the best pound for pound fighters in world boxing right now. Unified bantamweight champion Ryan Burnett taking on his mandatory challenger in Yonfres Perejo. And what a heavyweight fight we have between David Price and WBA #1 Alexander Povetkin from Russia. It's a chance for David Price to come out of the shadows and catapult himself into major contention for world championship honours. I said that without taking a breath, without looking at notes. Why? Because, as I said, we love it. We love boxing. We love the big stage, the big nights. And I'm so proud to put this show on Saturday night. Before we hear from the guys, this wouldn't be possible without the support of our host broadcaster. As I said before, I'll say it again. 5 or 6 years ago, no one was even interested in boxing. We almost had to beg Sky to stay in boxing after years and years' support. Thankfully, they stayed there. Now every broadcaster in the country wants to be involved, but they maintain their position as the premier network in the country. I'm going to pass over to Adam Smith from Sky Sports. Say a few words.
Thanks, Eddie. We love being back in Cardiff. I was reminiscing with some of the team earlier about Prince Nassim Hamad coming down in September 1995 and taking on Steve Robinson. You know, great times. The Welsh have always produced fantastic fighters. We had a terrific ride with Joe Calzaghe and the likes of Enzo Macronelli and Bradley Price, Gavin Rees, so many. Lee Selby, of course, now. Joe Cordina, we hope to follow in the footsteps. It's brilliant being back in this part of the world, and what a stadium here. The Principality, which was packed totally to the rafters back in October when AJ fought Carlos Takam. And this time, I think the card's even better. Stacked and packed, so much talent, as Eddie was saying. We saw many of them at the workout yesterday. And after the press conference at Sky Central, here we are in the beautiful City Hall in Cardiff. It really is fantastic. You know, take your pick, whether it's the skills of Josh Kelly or Joshua Buatsi or Joe Cordina or Anthony CROLLA coming back. Wonderful to see him. Ryan Burnett, what a star he's becoming in Belfast. Alexander Povetkin and David Price, really excited about that one. And as Eddie said, what a chance for David. Such a great guy in British boxing for so long, and a massive opportunity on this huge stage. But he's got to beat Alexander Povetkin, who's waiting in line for the winner of Joshua and Parker. It's all happening in the heavyweight division, but it's all happening here in Britain. And there's talent from top to bottom of this card. We're going to kick off at 5 o'clock on Facebook. We're live on Sky Sports Box Office at 6. Throughout the evening, we're going to get terrific entertainment before the big one. So enjoy. And as Eddie said, we absolutely love it. And boxing is, I think it's the highest I remember, certainly in a quarter of a century at Sky Sports.
Thanks, Adam. Before we go to the fight as well, special guest up on the stage. We have an incredible 6 WBA Championship events at the arena on Saturday night. Of course, the main event, we have a former in Anthony Joshua defending his WBA heavyweight world title, former WBA heavyweight world champion Alexander Povetkin fighting for his WBA Intercontinental title, former WBA world champion Anthony Crolla. We have current WBA world champion Ryan Burnett. So Gilberto, welcome, and a busy night for you and your team on Saturday.
Well, first of all, I would like to thank everybody for being around here, all the fighters who will be participating in this important card and a massive card. Coming back to Britain always is the nicest. I think the best fans in the world are here. The atmosphere they create for the fights is just the best I ever lived. And I think it's going to be a great night of boxing. You know, the World Boxing Association was the first sanctioning body of all. Coming back to Britain is like kind of coming back to the roots. It kind of motivates you to do things better. I love the way Sky and Matchroom have somehow team up to do all these beautiful events. I know it's a great night of boxing for all fans, and I think that night, despite we have that unification fight, I think the eyes of the world will be just looking here. You know, a lot of talents around. I think pretty interesting fights. Interesting, the Povetkin and Price fight. You know, I believe both are looking for that ticket to fight for the heavyweight championship of the world. And despite what people say, I think Anthony Joshua is bringing the best. I think Anthony Joshua is a world-recognized heavyweight champion of the world, and them having all this night is wonderful for the WBA. And I'll thank Sky, and I'll thank Matchroom and the fans for allowing this to happen, because without you, it's impossible.
Thank you, Gilberto. Great to have you here. I'm going to start off with Mossy. I hope I pronounced your name right. I saw you smirk as I said it, so I'm guessing I didn't. This is a great opportunity for you, big platform, and obviously part of the Duco setup and Team Joseph Parker, and a tough fight for you against Wales's own Morgan Jones.
Yeah, just want to, first of all, just thank the Lord for today, and everyone for coming out, and Matchroom and Duco for putting on this awesome event. And yeah, it's a big opportunity for me and my coach to be here today and take on the local boy Morgan Jones, and yeah, exciting.
Morgan, great opportunity for you. Obviously, it didn't take too long for you to make your decision to take the fight, and of course, kicking off the show on a huge local show for you on Saturday night.
Yeah, very exciting. It really is my job to prove to everybody that I belong on this level, and I'm first on, so I'm gonna have to make a hell of a noise to show you all what I'm made of. I look forward to it.
Sean, I know you've obviously boxed around the country, around England, and now boxing in Wales. It's been important for you to get on this card. Always massive support wherever you box around Britain, and looking forward to Saturday night.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. You know, it was a massive occasion for me, and hopefully I have my just something to the card. So really looking forward to it.
You've obviously had a good progression so far, and after this one, looking for major title contention in 2018.
Yeah, definitely. You know, one step at a time. Saturday night's first, and then after that, then see where I go from there. But really looking forward to 2018.
Talk about title contention in 2018. Joshua Buatsi, brilliant performance from you at the O2 on February the 3rd. Looking forward to boxing again at the Millennium Stadium. You were here in October on the Carlos Takam fight, and looking forward now to progressing to big fights in 2018.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, good afternoon to everyone. Yeah, I'm looking forward to building on. February the 3rd was a good performance, I think, but I think it's time to capitalise on it to get the ball rolling. So on Saturday, whoever's across the ring, I have to deal with them and deal with them in a nice fashion.
Talk about the preparation for Joshua Buatsi, not just in camp, but over the next 24 hours, because we see this beast in front of us that turns into some kind of supermodel overnight in the ring. Is this just the fresh trim? I mean, what happens to you over these 24 hours? We all want to know the secret.
Yeah, Mr. Still Your Girlfriend comes out on Saturday night because the beard goes, the skin fade comes out. Right now, I'm still in camp mode until I step on the scales and get off and have my lunch. And in the night, just to kill some time, I have the haircut. So if you see me and the beard's gone, the fade's out, it's still Joshua Buatsi, but just a babyface assassin. So Saturday night, like you said, the beast mode is going to come out, and I'm ready to put on a show.
We look forward to seeing you back in the ring. It's an absolute pleasure to welcome former world champion Carlos Molina to Cardiff. Carlos, I know you and your team emailing me for many years now, asking for a big fight in the UK. You've got one. You take on someone who has nowhere near the experience that you have, but plenty of hype, which I'm sure you've faced throughout your career so far, and excited for the fight ahead of you on Saturday night.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. And thanks. I want to thank Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing for this opportunity. And I've been wanting to fight in the UK for so long now, and it's finally here. It's finally happening, and I hope this is the first of many fights here in the UK. And I knew that I had to fight and beat a prospect for me to get back on the top. I didn't know who it was or when or where, but I knew that's the way it had to be. And that's why I kept myself in training, eating good, sleeping good, conditioning, running in the mountains of Pascua, Michoacan, sparring, and I knew that's what it took for me to get back to the top. And I just wanted to be staying ready, and I feel like I did. And now, for me, that had to happen in order for me to make the greatest comeback in boxing history.
How important do you think your experience will be in this fight? Obviously, you look at your record, Ezrende Lara, Cintron, Corey Spinks, Bunderidge. You've been in with some real top-level elite fighters. How important do you think your experience will be against Kelly's at this stage in his career?
Well, I mean, it is important, but over the last two fights that I had, just had to refocus more than anything on my training, and I feel like I did. I mean, I don't care if he has 5 fights or 30 fights. I'm gonna go into this fight the same way, and that's what I'm planning on doing.
Josh, this is obviously a fight that's caught everybody's attention. It's one that no one expected to come this early in your career, but you love a challenge, and Adam Booth feels you're ready for the championship fights now.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to step up and then step up on such a card as well. So I'm looking to put a good performance in on Saturday and prove that the young talent from Britain can start to take over and step up and get these titles and start moving on fast as well, like you said. So we can't wait. We prepared diligently, and it's time to capitalise on that. And I'm feeling very, very confident. So can't wait.
There's been a lot of hype around you. Do you feel the pressure now to put in that kind of performance on Saturday night, or is it just all about getting the win?
No, I mean, no pressure on me. Like you said, Carlos has got a good resume, and he's coming with that background and the fights what he's had, and he's bringing the experience. But I mean, I always dig into my fighters, watch them a lot, and I've watched Carlos at his prime, and I feel like I'm going to just nullify the good things and capitalise on his weaknesses. And come Saturday, I think it's going to be a night for everyone to enjoy, and it's going to be a good card, a good fight to watch.
Thanks, mate. WBA International Lightweight title, Hakeem Ben Ali against Wales's Joe Caldina. Hakeem, welcome. Obviously a fairly late call-up for you for this fight, but you're in training for another fight and you're in great shape, ready to take this opportunity on Saturday.
Yes, first of all, I'm thankful for this opportunity to fight on this great event. As I had normally a fight Monday, I was preparing for, and now I had the opportunity for this fight, for a title fight against a good boxer, Joe Caldina. So I took it, and I'm also ready for this fight. I had a lot of experience. From 10 to 12 rounds boxing, it's no problem for me. So I look forward for Saturday. Thank you.
Someone that doesn't have the 10 or 12 round experience, but has the whole country behind him, Joe Caldina. First title fight for you on Saturday night. How excited are you for your first 10 rounder, your first potential belt, and obviously getting back to the Millennium Stadium as well?
First of all, I'd just like to say thank you for everyone turning up today. I'd like to say thank you to Eddie, Matchroom, Sky, for giving me this opportunity to fight in my hometown once again. But yeah, I ain't got the experience of 10 rounds. But I've been training around 10, 12 round fighters, world champions, sparring 12 rounds, sparring 14 rounds, and sparring in some of the best gyms in the world. And I know it's different to fighting, but I'm very experienced as an amateur. I've fought 5 times over 10 days with different opponents, so the late call-up for Hakeem is no problem for me.
Obviously, last time was a roller coaster, madness. You were on, you weren't on, you got in, you got bundled in. This time, obviously, a set time, the title fight, but as well, great preparation for you. I know you was out in Los Angeles, and you talk about the sparring, many great rounds with Jorge-Linares as well, and other great fighters there in the wild card and other gyms. Yeah, I've been around great fighters. I train day in, day out with Ricky Burns, which is a 3-weight world champion. You don't get to do that often. For me, we live together, so I learn everything off him. I know we got completely different styles, but his work ethic, I just take note of everything he's doing. And I believe I can get to that level. And I've been training hard for 13 weeks, 14 weeks. I've been in the gym and preparing for this fight. So everything I've learned, even when I was over in LA, everything I've learned for the last 13 weeks and the last year with Tony Sims, I'm going to put into to Saturday night. Thanks, Joe. Look forward to that fight. Carlos Molina is going to kindly translate for us here, Carlos. I think I hope you knew that, but you're going to do it anyway. So, Edson Ramirez, welcome, and a big fight for you and a big opportunity ahead of Saturday night against Anthony CROLLA.
Muchas gracias por la oportunidad. Venimos muy bien preparados.
Thank you for the opportunity. We came very well prepared.
Y estamos muy motivados para dar una gran pelea. Sabemos de la experiencia que tiene.
We came real prepared for a great fight, and we know the experience that he brings to the table.
Pero lo hemos estudiado bien y vamos a hacer una gran pelea.
But we studied him real good, and we're ready for a great fight.
Thank you very much. Anthony, obviously we've had some unbelievable nights at the Manchester Arena. I mean, the show reel and the video is incredible. Obviously going back from the John Murray fight, from the Darlis Perez fight, which, you know, you got a draw in that fight, and Gilberto kindly and rightfully so ordered that rematch, and obviously knocking out Darlis Perez to win the WBA lightweight title. And I think, you know, one of the great nights against your mandatory challenger Ismael Barroso, when you knocked him out defending your title. The unification fight with Jorge-Linares, 2 of them, and then recently the victory against Ricky Burns. It's been an incredible ride, but I sense a real excitement about you boxing on this card. A little bit less pressure, but can't wait for the atmosphere of a major stadium show.
Yeah, certainly. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, it's something different for us. The last few years we've been at the Manchester Arena, but what better card to be on than an heavyweight unification fight and also a stadium fight. I believe I've had, you know, there's been plenty of experience, plenty of fights in my career, but I've never boxed in a stadium. And I think I was here, I missed the AJ Takam fight, but I was here as a fan when Calzaghe and Kessler, as Adam mentioned, some of the great nights in British boxing. And now I'm very proud to be fighting at the arena on Saturday night at the stadium even. And I've got a good opponent in Edson Ramirez. And I've got to make sure I stay focused, come through that on Saturday. There's no way I'll be overlooking him. Got to make sure I come through on Saturday and set up some huge fights in the summer.
You're very close there, and all the governing bodies, of course, talk of the WBA title as well for potentially the summer for you. But what a division right now. Obviously, Lomachenko moving up to fight Linares. Ray Beltran just picked up a title. And, you know, it's a great time to be a lightweight. Mikey Garcia, current WBC belt holder. No easy fights out there, but you're up for all of them. Yeah, no easy fights, and I'd be thankful with the opportunity with any of them. I'm sure the styles are gel to be great fights. It really is a red hot division, but first and foremost, I can't speak about them or overlook that. That's the aim, to fight one of those guys. But I've got to make sure I come through Edson Ramirez on Saturday first. Edison's a good fighter, on what I've seen of him. He's going to ask me a lot of questions, but I'm confident that I can come through them. Look forward to that fight on Saturday night. The WBA World Bantamweight title, Ryan Burnett against his mandatory challenger, Jonfres Parejo. Jon-Fres, welcome. A big fight for you on Saturday night.
Buenas tardes, muchas gracias quiero darle las gracias a Eddie por incluirme en esta mega cartelera. También quiero darle las gracias a Bulney y a su equipo por darme la oportunidad de disputar título con él. Y también al MB por darme la oportunidad de una vez más pelear por un título mundial.
We want to thank to Mr. Eddie Hearn and the president of the WBA, Mr. Gilberto Mendoza, for the opportunity to be here. Okay.
Thank you, Jon-Fres.
Thank you.
Ryan, obviously similar to Anthony Crolla, 2 big nights in your hometown. Of course, when you first won the title against Lee Haskins was an incredible night, and then picking up the WBA world title in a unification fight with Zanit Zakyanov here on a massive stadium show, and a chance to go out and shine again.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I was here for the Joshua Takam fight, and I was in the stadium and I seen the massive crowd, and I just feel blessed to be a part of it now, and looking forward to fight night.
Your rise to the top's been very quick. You've been flown into a big fight straight away. Tell us about what you see in the Parejo fight. Obviously, I know you and Adam would have studied him strictly for this fight, and a tough test ahead.
Yeah, it is. He's not my WBA mandatory challenger for nothing. He's worked hard to be in that position. He's a very talented lad, and I know exactly what I've got in front of him. But Adam's put together a very good game plan, and when I focus on the game plan and I execute it properly, I'll definitely come back with a win.
Finally, a brilliant division right now. Obviously, Jamie McDonald's fighting Inoue in May. You've got Tete as well, a great champion. Yourself, Rodriguez looks like he'll fight Butler for the IBF world title. It's a brilliant time to be a bantamweight right now.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. The division at the moment's absolutely flying, and thank God I'm right up there with everybody. I'm only 25, and I've already captured 2 belts in the division. So my experience is now starting to creep up, and I think the best of Ryan Burnett is definitely still to come.
Thanks, Ryan. We can't wait for that fight. Finally, a fight that's got everybody's attention. Of course, it's the big boys again. David Price against Alexander Povetkin. It's a brilliant fight between 2 huge punchers in the division. I'd like to as well welcome the World of Boxing team, Vadim and Mr. Robinski. It's always a pleasure to work with you, very professional. And we look forward to many more nights with you in the future with your fighters. But first, a huge fight. Pricey, again, you didn't need to be asked twice about this opportunity. This is one that could just completely transform your career.
It could turn everything upside down for me, this fight. It could wipe out any negative that's happened so far in my career. And I'm not supposed to win this fight. That's why Povetkin have picked me as the opponent. But as soon as this fight was announced, I had a feeling that something was going to start going my way, and Saturday night is where it's going to start. I'm just going to, I don't know how, I don't know when, I'm just going to let nature take its course. I believe I'm going to win this fight.
Obviously a massive opportunity for you, and Povetkin's a great fighter, #1 in the division as well, but everybody knows you carry that power to end a fight against any heavyweight at any time.
Yeah, I do carry that power, but I've also got an underrated skill set which I'm hoping I can show on Saturday night. I just hope, I don't think he will have, because he's a professional, and you know, he hasn't done what he's done by taking fighters lightly. I just hope on some level Alexander will have taken me a little bit lightly, because I'm going in there to give it everything I've got him and provide a shock the world.
Just finally, really zero pressure on you on Saturday night. You're going to go out, the stadium's going to be absolutely full. You'll be on just before the main event. We know you've had heavy pressure in the past and expectation, but Saturday, a chance to smile and enjoy it and try and take this career opportunity.
It is, yeah. I mean, there's no pressure, but I'm desperate to win, so there's pressure on myself, because losing isn't an option. The upside of winning this fight is too much, like you're saying. It's going to open the doors and put me right back, well, right amongst the contenders where I've never been before. So on the one hand, I need to embrace the occasion because I'm not expected to win. But on the other hand, I'm expecting myself to win. So there's that pressure. There's no pressure from anyone else, Tom.
Thanks, David. Wish you all the best on Saturday. Alexander, welcome. A big fight for you, an important fight on the verge of fighting Anthony Joshua and other world championship fights in the future.
Большая возможность для тебя. Ты дерешься в программе большого боя. И, возможно, будешь драться с Джошем. Ну, что ты думаешь? Какие мысли?
Мне очень приятно находиться в стране, где зародился бокс. И, конечно, выступать на английской арене.
Ну, скажи по поводу боя.
Хочется сказать, что в Англии сильные боксеры всегда были. И я считаю, что на данный момент Энтони Джошуа – это сильнейший боксер. Если предоставится такая возможность, это будет честь для меня.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, it's a big pleasure to be here in a country where boxing is starting. It's a big opportunity to fight in a show like that. And I hope to show a good performance and hope to fight Anthony Joshua in the future, if it will be possible.
Finally, what do you know about David Price? Are you wary of his power in this fight as well?
Что ты знаешь о Дэвиде Прайсе, что о его сильных ударах, что тебе вообще известно?
Ну, Дэвид Прайс, я знаю, что у него была хорошая любительская карьера, он был призером Олимпийских игр. Я видел его несколько боев профессиональных, достаточно хороший боец. Я считаю, так что получится интересный бой.
I know that David Price is a bronze Olympic medalist, and I saw a few his professional fights. So I'm not gonna say about his some weaknesses or advantages, but he's a really good fighter. So I hope it's gonna be a good show on Saturday night.
Thank you, Max. Thank you, Alex. Brilliant fight. Don't blink in that fight before the big one, Joshua Parker. This is an incredible night of boxing. As Adam says, we're opening the doors just before 5 p.m. We kick off just after 5 p.m. live across the country on Facebook. 6 o'clock, we're live on Sky Sports box office with a massive championship card. It's an honour to be putting on this show, and of course, the huge heavyweight unification main event. The weigh-in tomorrow for all these guys will be at the Motorpoint Arena in Cardiff. We've already allocated over 4,500 tickets for that weigh-in. It's going to be a crazy event on Good Friday, and then the fun and games begin on Saturday. Don't miss it, live and exclusive on Sky Sports, live on Showtime across America as well. Thank you to them as always for their support, and pretty much every other country you can find is showing this event live. And we're going to have head-to-heads with the fighters up here now, and all these guys are available for one-on-ones with the media. Thank you so much, and we'll see you at the weigh-in tomorrow.
William Hill sponsors Joshua versus Parker live on Sky Sports box office.